Hey guys, it's Archon. Welcome to Marvel Monday. This week, once again, Gazillion continues to amaze us. They're putting out patches super quickly. They're giving us updates. They're keeping us in the loop, and I want to tell you all about it. So first up, we have some new patch notes. This patch actually came out on a Friday. Normally patches come out on Tuesdays, but they've been putting it out so fast. They're doing more than one a week. This one came out on a Friday. They call it a smaller patch. However, it does have some exciting things in it. It's not super small, but they do say they're continuing to work on a much larger patch, much larger, and I think that's supposed to come out later this month. But in this patch, I think the most exciting thing was probably this new tier of items called cosmic items. It's going to come after epic items, and they sound really exciting. I don't know how often they're going to drop. They're always going to have 5 affixes. They'll be highlighted in yellow, and they always give you +1 to the rank of all your powers. And also, on top of that, they always have some kind of cosmic ability. They have 5 right now. They're going to add more later. But Cosmic Starfall, you deliver a barrage of cosmic beams. They're all chance on hit or chance when you get hit. They're just things that randomly happen. Cosmic Bulwark spawns a shield. Demon Spawn spawns a demon. Devastation causes an explosion to come out from you, and Cosmic Might causes you to get a lot buffer for a little while. And again, they're going to be adding more, and this is just part of their itemization changes. They're going to be adding, I think, legendary items on top of this, new exciting affixes, and also new artifacts. And in this patch, 2 new artifacts come out. One from Juggernaut, I guess. His circlet will increase the size and resilience of your hero, and Extremis makes it so when you go below 30% health, it gives you a huge boost to damage, defense, and health regeneration. So that sounds pretty promising. They say they're just trying to make more interesting artifacts that will really change gameplay, change how you build your hero, that kind of stuff. The rest of the stuff wasn't quite as exciting, but still some cool things here. Crafting is going to be a little bit cheaper, a little bit easier as well. Some item changes, really small stuff. Recon devices stacked to 10. I'll let you kind of read through this so we don't take up too much time because there's a lot of stuff going on. They did increase the experience of red terminals by a factor of 8. They're trying to make it so that everything is on par with Limbo. Mission hubs are going to be a lot more streamlined now. Go to any mission hub and do any of the missions from that hub. You don't have to go around to the different ones to do the different things. I don't know exactly how that works, but it sounds like it's going to be a little bit easier. Continuing to buff defense, adding new costumes, and they're doing some hero changes, mostly minor hero changes, but still really impressive how fast they're getting these things out and how fast they're updating the game. And then, of course, bug fixes, but that's not as exciting. Again, there's a link in the description if you guys want to read through the patch notes yourself. Also, we got a dev blog this week from Doomsaw, a really lengthy, exciting dev blog. Again, I'm just so impressed by how open they are with the community and how much they tell us. They really don't hesitate to tell us what they're working on right then, and I think it's working out great for them. The players really enjoy it, and I've been thoroughly impressed. They're continuing to fix the defense system, they say. I was wondering why they didn't go with the percentage system in the first place. It sounds like they're going with the percentage system now, or at least some kind of combination there. If you don't know, originally defense just blocks a certain amount of damage, but now they're leaning more towards it blocking a certain percentage, which seems like it's easier to balance, but I don't know as much as I'm sure they know. But they're just making it so that defense is worth it and that melee units aren't getting punished. That if you're melee, you can still stay alive. Difficulty levels for the storyline, they're making heroic and super heroic, so you can play through the storyline 3 times the way you could in any of the Diablo games. And they say that's not going to come out with this next patch, but probably sometime in August. It's going to be on the test server. Also, they're going to have a test server, so you're going to be able to play patches before they came out the way you can in a lot of other games and help them with feedback and bug fixes and that kind of stuff. And they say that should speed up the development pretty rapidly, so that's good to know. Public test servers coming out. PvP, they wrote a ton about PvP. I really think you should read this, but I thought it was super cool. They talk about MOBA type PvP, which I mentioned before. They say it's going to be based on the ARAM mode from League of Legends, all random, all middle. I don't think everyone's going to go random, but I think they mean there's just going to be one middle strip with towers you have to defeat. I think MOBA is great. It's a great idea for action RPGs. I think it'll fit really well, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. That's going to be a serious type of PvP, but then they also have casual PvP. Casual PvP mode, they compare more to Alterac Valley in World of Warcraft, where you have PvE objectives and PvE mobs that you can fight while the PvP is going on. It's not supposed to test your skill as much as the MOBA type serious PvP, and that's going to be more about individual skill, hero selection, power selection. I think that's a good split. letting people who just want to do casual PvP play that way, people who want to take it seriously do it that way. And it seems like they really want to make the serious PvP into some kind of esport, but we'll find out. They said there's going to be prizes and rankings and that kind of stuff. And they say that the original PvP that's in the game right now, the beta map is going to be pulled pretty soon, and there's going to be a queuing system instead of the current faction system, which seems to be a lot better. And there's just one more thing I want to mention in the PvP section. I thought this was awesome because I think about this all the time. They say, note that we have the technology to adjust powers while a hero is in PvP, so we will never have to nerf a power in PvE because it's too good in PvP. I wish other games had that tech. I thought that was hilarious because I'm always wondering the same thing. Like Diablo's always saying, well, we don't want to balance PvP or turn PvP into an esport because then it's going to hinder PvE. We never want to balance the game to PvP. Why not just change the spells while they're in PvP? And maybe it's because they don't have the tech, but it seems like it would be worth it to get the tech. Cool that Gazillion has it, and that's awesome to hear that they can balance PvP separate from PvE. They don't have to interact with each other, and both can be competitive. And then they talk a little bit about items. They're removing some of the affixes that aren't fun or actually bad. They talk about attack speed being bad for certain characters depending on how they're built. Lots of good stuff here. You should definitely read this dev blog post. It's linked in the description below. But it really sounds like they're improving itemization. Itemization's kind of boring right now. I think most of you guys would agree, but it sounds like they're going to be making it a lot more exciting. They're doing tons of stuff with it. You can read about it. They're adding raids. It sounds like they're going to be 5-man raids based on the stuff that's already in the game, but they want to make it feel more like raids, and they say the people who are working on it have a lot of experience with raid type fights. Free retcons when needed. They just wanted to mention when they do change your hero, you get a free retcon. You don't have to worry about it. They talk about how they're constantly reviewing heroes and redesigning them. They talk a bit about Human Torch and the work they're doing on him. They say that he'll always be flying and always be on fire. That sounds cool. I like to see how that works out. They talk about the test server, how that's going to help speed up the progress. Hero synergy system, it's not what I thought it was going to be. When you level a certain hero, it gives buffs to all your other heroes. So it's going to really incentivize having multiple heroes instead of just leveling one, and I think that's good. They need some more incentive to level multiple heroes. So at certain level caps, 25, 50, and they say 75 and 100. I didn't realize they were thinking about increasing the level cap up to 100, but they say if or when we go there. So maybe as you level your hero, all your other heroes gets buffed. They mentioned Spider-Man might give all your heroes a buff to dodge, while Deadpool might give all your heroes a small rarity find boost. And so I think that's a cool idea, some incentive to level multiple heroes. They talk about a prestige system. I don't think I would do this. This sounds just so frustrating. But they say like Call of Duty, once you get to max level, you can prestige, go back to level 1, and there'll just be an indicator like, hey, you prestiged. Doesn't say you get anything for it. It's just like people know that you spent a lot of time leveling that hero over and over again so that you could show people you leveled the hero over and over again. I don't get it. I guess people like it. I'm sure people will be excited about that. Dots. They say they're fixing dots. I talked about this a few weeks ago. Dot damage isn't reduced in groups, but they're going to change that. So dots will be affected by groups just like all the other skills are. Finally, that's going to affect some of the games like Limbo, but they are changing Limbo. They say they might even take it down to 5 people. I think it should be taken down to 5 people. It's kind of fun to have 10 to 15 person content, but 5 people just seems like it would run a little bit more smoothly, and you'd actually feel like you were contributing. Sometimes I just feel like I'm running around. I get a hit in here or there, or I'm the first one there, and I kill everyone before anyone else gets there. It's just hard with 10 to 15 people. I think 5 people might be better, and to scale it for that. And then they give some teasers and some talk about the next blogs. Read this post. It's good stuff. And then Eternity Splinters. OMG, great idea here. Thank you, David Brevik. This is really, I think, the thing that players will be most excited about. The complaints I see the most on the forums are definitely players saying, my hero never drops. I want to play as this hero. I've played 100 hours. That hero never drops. I feel frustrated. Forget this game. I'm never going to find the hero I want to play. This seems like the perfect solution. Eternity Splinters are going to be replacing the random hero drops. So no longer will you have to wait for the one hero you want to drop after hundreds of hours. Maybe it never drops. You will just constantly get these things called Eternity Splinters, and the drop rate will be pretty consistent. It kind of reminds me of Demonic Essences from Diablo, but of course instead of using them to craft, you're going to use them to buy heroes. So you can collect the splinters at a predictable rate. You can kind of estimate it's going to take me this long to get enough splinters to buy the hero I want, and then you really feel like you're working towards something and you have a lot more control over buying heroes. I think that's a great idea. It does seem like it's going to reduce the amount of money Gazillion gets because less people are probably going to buy the hero that they're so frustrated that they can't find. So go Gazillion. Way to go improving the game at what I think is probably going to be the loss of income. Then after he covers the Splinters info, he also talks about upcoming changes, a little bit of interesting stuff. I love you, David Brevik. You're awesome. And then one more thing that I wanted to share with you off of Gazillion is this Marvel Heroes website called mhlfg.com. It just got started, so it doesn't have a lot of people here, but maybe you guys could help it grow. It's just a website that allows people to help look for groups. So if you're having trouble finding people to group with, you can come here, you can post in LFG, people can find each other. I'm not sure if it's something that people would be interested in, but my friend Josh Way from Twitch had sent me this. He sends me a lot of things that are going on in Marvel Heroes, and I just thought I'd share it with you guys in case you're having trouble looking for groups. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Marvel Monday. Please leave a comment below, give me some feedback, let me know what you think. If you did enjoy the video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll have another one for you soon.